Hi, I'm Peter Sidwell, and today I'm going to show you an authentic Chinese recipe using fresh sea bass from the Morrisons in-store fish counter. We're going to steam the sea bass today, which is a really healthy, fresh way of cooking, and it's going to preserve that delicate sea bass flavour. To start this recipe off, we need to take the sea bass fillets and cut small cuts about 1 centimetre long all the way along the fish. And what this will do is it'll help speed up the cooking process, but it'll also allow lots of flavour in. That's one done. So pinch the fillet together and just make small cuts about 1/2 centimetre deep, every centimetre along the fish. I've got the ginger, the spring onion and garlic all shredded up really fine. We're going to place this into the steamer on a little piece of parchment paper which will hold all the flavour and the juices in. So just sprinkle it on. What this will act is like a bed of aromatic flavours. Spread that all the way over there, and then we'll pop the fillets and lay those straight on top of the ginger, the spring onion and garlic. Just going to wash my hands now because I've been handling raw fish. Next thing we do for the recipe is we add in the sherry, we add in the soy sauce and the fish stock. So I've got some soy sauce here, and just spoon that over those little cuts in the sea bass. And then we've got some sherry, same again, just spoon it over the fish and it'll just soak into all those little cuts and create wonderful flavour. And then the final ingredient, just some fish stock. Spoon that over. And all these flavours will just marry together while it's cooking and create a wonderful sauce. Pop the lid on, and then we're going to cook that for about 6 to 8 minutes until the sea bass is completely cooked. And if you want to test, you can just use a fork and it's nice and flaky and you know it's all cooked. Don't worry if you haven't got a steamer like this. There are plenty of other different ways you can cook this recipe. You could place it all in a baking tray, cover it with foil and put it in the oven. You could cook it on a hob-based steamer, or you could even fold it inside some parchment paper and cook it that way as well. While the fish is cooking, the last ingredient to prepare is the fresh red chilli. Just cut it into really fine slices. So cut the top off there, and then just cut them as finely as you possibly can. Because what we're going to do is we're going to serve this raw with the fish, so it wants to be very delicate, fine slices of red chilli. The fish is almost cooked now, so the last thing to do is take some sesame oil, about a tablespoon, into a frying pan, and then because sesame oil is very strongly flavoured, we're going to dilute it down with the same amount of vegetable oil. Pop that into there, and then we're just going to heat that up. The fish has been cooking for about 6 to 8 minutes now, so it's ready. All we need to do is serve. So I'm using a fish slice. I'm just going to carefully lift out the fillets. There's one. There's the second one. And then I'm just going to scoop out some of these spring onions and ginger, get a little bit of the sauce as well at the same time. Just pop that on there, a little bit of the sauce around there. And then finally, a few bits of red chilli. And the last of the spring onion. Now this is raw, it'll give it a lovely crunch. Just carefully spoon over the hot oil and it should just crackle. Look at that. There you have it. Chilli and ginger steamed sea bass.